to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Look, Phil Heath might not be E.F. Hutton, but when he talks, people do listen. So when he said that he thought that Samson Dauda was a few shows away from really shaking things up on his Instagram last week, well, it got people's attention, because that's high praise coming from a 7-time Olympia champ. Over the last year or so, it seems like Samson has really started to come into his own. So it's not a coincidence that we've seen him steadily rise in the rankings as he's beaten bigger game guys who've had their fair share of success at the highest level. Like Phil said, he's probably only a few shows away from really shaking things up. And when that moment finally happens, no one will be able to say they didn't see it coming. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves because we've had a Lionel Baiki sighting. Lionel posted this clip from his first guest posing of the year on his Instagram a few days ago. And in the caption underneath, he said that he was already en route to making his season debut. Now, when or where he's looking to compete next still looks like it's up in the air at this point. And we did hear him say something similar to this last year before he ended up having to pull back. So it doesn't feel like anything is set in stone just yet. But he is putting it out there to the universe, which means that it is possible. So if he can get back to the level he was at a few years ago, there's an outside shot that he can do some damage at a big show like the Arnold UK at some point later this season. That bit I just mentioned about Lionel competing at the Arnold UK a minute ago is a good segue into this segment, because I think there might be a chance that we also see James Hollingshead hit the stage there too. Recently, James went on the record to say that he didn't plan on competing until closer to the Olympia this year. And considering that the Arnold UK is in late September and that it is right there in his neck of the woods, it makes sense that it might be a natural landing spot for him this season. One other interesting note about this scenario is that James is also a former UK national champ on the amateur level. So if he does decide to jump into the Arnold, it would give him a chance to carve out his own unique slice of bodybuilding history as the second athlete to ever win both of those shows, along with Nathan Diasha, if I'm not mistaken. So even though it's not official, you can probably pencil this one in on your calendar. James Hollingshead to the Arnold UK in September, which will still give him plenty of time to make a few adjustments heading into the backstretch of his Olympia prep. Do me a favor, guys. Check out the pictures we're running on the screen and listen to this list of names I'm about to run off so you can tell me if you're seeing the connection. Ruli Winkler, Issa Obiad, Kiang Kang Wang, Lucas Weiler, Morgan Asti, and the man you're looking at on the screen, Andrew Obikie. Do you see it yet? That list of names is all former Arnold amateur winners who've either won pro shows or went on to place top 10 at the Arnold or the Olympia at some point in their career, which means that if your name makes it on that list, you're in pretty good company. And out of all those names I just mentioned, you can make a strong argument for Andrew coming into the IFBB with more hype behind him than anyone else on the list, given what he did on the international scene and some of the people who he has working in his corner. So if he can come in and live up to the pedigree, or potentially even raise the bar, watch out, because his rookie season is going to be something to watch. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.